Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining my session. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. I'm So-Young Lee from Security Lab in the visual display business. Today, I will be talking about present and future of Samsung TV security with Knox. Today's session is divided into 4 parts. First, I will give a brief overview of Samsung Knox Security. Next, I will explain Knox Matrix and highlight its new features. Then, I will introduce Passkey, a new passwordless login method, and show how it works on Samsung TV. Then, finally, I will discuss why we must prepare for the quantum computing era and share our transitioning plan to post-quantum cryptography. As the term post-quantum cryptography is quite long, I will refer to it as PQC throughout the presentation. Let's start with the Samsung Knox Security. I'd like to introduce the Knox Security through its 8 fundamental principles. These principles form the foundation of our security strategy and are crucial for understanding how we protect and maintain the integrity of our products. Due to the time constraints, I will only briefly touch on each principle. If you'd like more information, you can visit the website below. Passkey and PQC, which will be covered today, are closely aligned with the Knox Security Principles. Passkey is about providing robust user authentication, and PQC is about adopting the latest cryptography standard. The first principle is trust from the hardware up. We build our chain of trust starting with a tamper-resistant hardware root of trust. This root is embedded deeply in our chips and is only accessible to a select set of security applications. The second principle is provide a safe execution environment for sensitive data. We provide a dedicated execution environment for the applications that handle sensitive data, protecting them from various security attacks. Examples of such applications include OTT video playback and user authentications. The third principle is keep sensitive data safe in secure storage. All sensitive data is stored in secure storage, encrypted with the device's unique hardware key. This ensures that the data is secure and valid exclusively on the device where it was stored. We also provide fully isolated storage called Knox Vault, which is resistant to physical attacks, offering strong protection for private data. The fourth principle is adopt proven cryptography technologies. Our products and services use internationally recognized and standardized cryptography technologies. We ensure the integrity of these implementations through certification like PIPS. The fifth principle is apply robust user authentication. We offer a variety of authentication methods, including PIN, pattern, and password, and combine them to deliver robust user authentication. The next principle is proactively preventing tampering of code and data. We proactively deploy solutions that detect and prevent illegal tampering attempts on our products to maintain their safety and integrity. We verify software integrity at startup using Secure Boot And this verification extends to software updates, preventing the installation of unverified software. Additionally, our real-time protection continuously secures both runtime software and sensitive data. The seventh principle is follow a strict security development process. We follow a strict security development process throughout the product lifecycle from concept to end of life. This includes in-depth security design reviews that consider all potential attack vectors. We also continuously monitor the evolving threat landscape to protect our product from emerging risks. The final principle is apply the latest security updates. We apply the latest security updates and patches to combat attacks from the ever-changing malware and hacking landscape. Samsung products are built on these core security principles, and Knox Matrix is designed to enhance security and privacy by connecting these products seamlessly. Now let's take a closer look at Knox Matrix and its new features. Knox Matrix strengthens privacy through enhanced data protection. Let's consider a scenario where data generated on user's device A is synchronized to user's another device B through a cloud server. When EDP is enabled, data on device A is encrypted using the end-to-end encryption key generated on device A. The encrypted data is then uploaded to the cloud server for sharing with device B. Device B downloads the encrypted data from the cloud server, while the end-to-end encryption key is securely transferred from device A via Knox Matrix. Since the cloud server doesn't have access to the end-to-end encryption key, the user's data cannot be decrypted in the cloud server, ensuring enhanced protection of the user's data. On Samsung TV, services like Samsung Health and Samsung Internet Browser support EDP to protect privacy-sensitive data, such as health information and browsing history. In cases where a device is lost or damaged, the end-to-end encryption key is securely stored on HSM server for recovery. Samsung TV will offer secure and user-friendly key recovery methods, such as PIN, password, and patterns, in addition to a recovery code. These PIN, password, and patterns are the same one that you set in your mobile phone. Knox Matrix enhances the security by connecting a user's device through a trust chain, enabling them to monitor and manage each other's security status. The integrity of these security status information shared between devices is ensured using a lightweight, on-device private blockchain technology. Trust chain can detect vulnerable or compromised devices among connected neighbors and isolate them to ensure the rest of the system remains secure. This image shows a mobile device menu displaying the connected device's security status. A similar menu for monitoring the neighbor's security status will be available on TV soon. There is a demo booth for Knox Matrix outside. I encourage you to visit there if you want to learn more about the Knox Matrix. The next topic is Passkey, passwordless login. Why are passwords no longer enough? Think about your answers to these questions. Have you ever had trouble logging in because you forgot your password? I've had such problems many times. I wanted to log into a site, but I couldn't remember the password. And after repeatedly trying all the ones I could think of, my account eventually got locked, and I had to go through the password recovery process. Phew. How often have you reused the same password across multiple sites? I'm unsure exactly how many accounts that I have, but I'm sure it's more than 100. It's impossible to remember over 100 different passwords, so I had to alternate between a few passwords. However, we all know reusing the same password increases security risk, because if one password is exposed, it could potentially compromise several other accounts. How confident are you that your passwords are truly secure from hackers? We frequently see cases where passwords are exposed to hackers, resulting in serious breach and unauthorized access to personal data. Passkey offers the answer to all these questions. A passkey is a cryptographic key that replaces a traditional password. With a traditional password, users must create, remember, and manually enter it. However, a passkey is automatically generated and securely stored on the device, removing the need for users to remember it. A passkey can be easily accessed through biometric verification, such as fingerprint and facial recognition, providing a more secure and user-friendly authentication experience. Since a passkey relies on cryptography, it is resistant to security attacks such as phishing and credential theft. Let's see how it works on Samsung TV. Since the TV doesn't have biometric sensors, it uses a mobile device as an external authenticator. A pair of cryptographic keys, such as a public key and private key, is generated on the mobile device, and the public key is sent to the server through the TV, and it is registered to the server, while the private key remains securely on the mobile device. Users can log in on the TV using the device with the private key paired with the registered public key. This screenshot is from TV and mobile phone when passkey login is working. When a user attempts to log into a website on the TV, instead of requesting to enter a password, the TV will display a QR code for passkey login. To authenticate, user simply scans the displayed QR code with his mobile phone and perform biometric authentication on the device. At the Knox Matrix demo booth, you can check out the passkey login on TV. Please feel free to visit and try after this session. If you want to implement passkey login into your Tizen web applications, you can achieve it by using the WebAuthn API. The APIs for Tizen native applications are not yet ready, are not yet available, but are expected to be released early next year. The last topic is post-quantum cryptography. Before diving into post-quantum cryptography, let's first look at quantum computing. Quantum computers differ from classical computers in their fundamental approach to information processing. Classical computers use bits that are either 0 or 1, while quantum computers use qubits that can be both 0 and 1 at the same time due to a property called superposition. This allows quantum computers to perform many calculations simultaneously, making them much faster and more powerful than current supercomputers. Major technology companies like IBM and Google are actively conducting research and development, bringing us closer to the commercialization of quantum computing. So, why is a quantum computer a threat to our current security systems? Quantum computers break the traditional cryptographic systems that are currently considered secure. Public key cryptographic algorithms like RSA and ECC rely on mathematical problems that are computationally difficult for classical computers to solve. However, quantum computers can solve these problems in real time using Shor's algorithm, making these public key cryptographic algorithms vulnerable. As a result, they should be replaced with quantum-resistant alternatives. Symmetric cryptographic algorithms like AES and hash algorithms like SHA-2 are not directly broken by quantum computers, but quantum computers can reduce the complexity of brute force attacks using Grover's algorithm, making them easier to compromise. These algorithms can still be used, but their key ranks should be increased to enhance security against quantum computing threats. Here are some examples that could potentially be compromised by quantum computers. For instance, HTTPS, we use daily, relies on public key algorithms such as RSA and ECC to establish a secure communication channel between a user's browser and web server. Quantum computers could potentially decrypt the communication, exposing the private data exchanged between the user and web server. Although we may not be aware, many applications we use daily are heavily dependent on these cryptographic systems. So, post-quantum cryptography refers to cryptographic algorithms designed to be secure against attacks from quantum computers. It enables long-term security by utilizing mathematical problems that are difficult for both classical and quantum computers to solve. These algorithms will play a vital role in protecting sensitive data as quantum computers become more widespread. The CNSA 2.0 suite provides guidelines for transitioning from traditional algorithms to quantum-resistant ones. According to CNSA 2.0, symmetric crypto requires stronger key ranks. For hash, SHA-384 and SHA-512 should be used. For symmetric encryption, AES-256 should be used. In public key cryptography, RSA and ECC are being replaced by quantum-resistant algorithms such as ML-KEM and ML-DSA. For key encapsulation, ML-KEM is recommended, and for digital signatures, ML-DSA is recommended. The National Security Agency, NSA, has outlined a recommended transition timeline for CNSA 2.0 suite. By 2030, NSA expects that hardware capabilities for implementing CNSA 2.0 will be in place. This ensures that the infrastructure is equipped to handle the more robust algorithms needed to protect against the quantum computing threat. By 2033, NSA expects that software capabilities will be fully ready, meaning quantum-resistant algorithms will be integrated into software applications, operating systems, and broader cybersecurity frameworks. This timeline aims to ensure a smooth transition to quantum-safe security. So what we are doing? We are taking steps to make sure that firmware digital signatures are protected against quantum threats. To accomplish this, we are transitioning secure boot verification algorithms from RSA to PQC. Secure boot plays an important role in establishing trust in a device by preventing unauthorized code execution and firmware tampering, safeguarding the device's overall security and integrity. If this process is compromised, the entire security framework becomes vulnerable, which is why transitioning to PQC algorithm is essential. And what we will do? We are developing transition plans to post-quantum cryptography in line with the NSA recommended recommendations. However, given the long lifetime of TV products, we aim to complete the transition ahead of the recommended timeline. We will initially focus on integrating PQC into fundamental security features such as Secure Boot and Knox Matrix. We will gradually expand the range of models and services to include PQC capabilities. The first PQC-enabled product is set to launch in 2025, next year, and we plan to achieve full transition to PQC by 2030. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention.